Okay, so welcome back to my new video. In our previous video, we had a lesson on how we can consume an API request, and then we built a weather app running on our local host. This tutorial, I'm going to teach you how you can Dockerize this weather app and then push it to Docker Hub, and then we use a Minikube to deploy that image. Okay, so let's jump right into the IDE. I'm already in there. Let's rerun our application. Okay, still running on this local host and port 3000. So I'm going to create a new file called Dockerfile without any extension. So I'm going to say from Golang, I'm going to use the Alpine distribution. And then we're going to say run, make a new there, and then we say up. Then we're going to copy everything from this current directory to this new directory. And then we're going to set the working directory as up. And then we're going to run the app. We're going to say run go build. We're going to build it first, -o, and then we're going to call it main dot everything in that current working directory. And then we say cmd, and then we say /app, because the main is going to live inside this working directory called app. And then we specify the executable main. Okay, so that is all to it. So let me go inside the terminal. So currently, I'm in the weather app terminal. And as you can see, we have the Docker file, the main file, and everything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this locally. So I'm going to say go build. And then if I do LL, you see we have this new weather app. So once I say /weather app, and then I run it, you see, we have the temperature to be this, but it's listening on port 3000, but it's already in use. Okay. So what I can do is I'm going to push this, build this, and push it to Docker Hub. So I'm going to say Docker build, and then I specified my username, which is called World Boss Kafka. And then I'm going to specify the app name. I'm going to say weather. I'm just going to say weather me. Okay, that's the name of the build. It says building. So whilst we wait for the building to finish, Okay, it's already done. So I'm going to push it to Docker Hub. I'm going to say Docker push, and then we're going to tag it as latest. So I'm going to say whether me :latest. So it has started pushing it to Docker repository. Okay, as you can see, pushed, everything is done, it's pushed. So once we go to a Docker Hub, you can see it's updated a few seconds ago. So this is our Docker image, okay, tagged as well latest. So now I'm going to consume this image inside the Minikube, okay, that is the Kubernetes. So I'm going to start Minikube, start. So I'm starting my Kubernetes on my local computer. I'm pretty much sure, let me see, Minikube version. Okay, it's already running. So it's rather restarting it, but it's already running. So what I can do here is I'm going to say kube. Okay, let me see which. Okay, so we are in the default namespace of my Kubernetes cluster. So I want to switch to, let's say, stage. Okay, so I'm going to say Kubernetes stage. So we are now using our stage namespace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say get ports, kubectl get ports. Okay, no resources. So I'm going to say kubectl create deployment. So we called our app as what? Whether me. And then this is the image we are specifying, and then we're going to specify whether me as the deployment name. Okay, so I'm going to run this. This is doing it in the declarative way, but there's another way you can use the YAML files. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do it from the terminal. You can also create a YAML file and then update it from the YAML file, and then you create your deployment using the YAML file. But I'm not going to go into that. I can do a separate video on that. Okay. If we say k gets ports, the k is just a shortcut for kubectl. So now you see we have one pod running. So I'm going to expose this pod to the outside world. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, let's check the deployment, get deployments. Okay, we have the name of the deployment is whether me, but we don't have a service. So if I say SVC, we don't have any resources running. Okay. So I can say kubectl expose deployment we're going to call it it's called weather me. Okay, that's the name of our deployment. And then I'm going to say the type of service we're going to use is node port instead of load balancer. Okay, so the name of this service, I'm going to call it weather SVC. And then I'm going to specify the port to be 3000, and then the target port is also going to be 3000. So if I run this, so now you can see the service is exposed. So if I say, okay, get service, you see, we have the service running on this port. Okay, so we are going to use this port 30216. Okay, so if we describe this service, okay, describe service, this service we call weather-svc. So as you can see, the endpoint is this with this IP, with this port. And then we have a node port 30216. The internal port is 1097.48.81. It's in the staging namespace. Okay. So now let's say get ports. Okay, currently we have one running. So let me check the IP address of my cluster minikube IP. So this is the IP address. Okay, 192.168.64.3. And then we're going to combine it with this port, this TCP port. Okay, so let's jump into our browser and then access our REST endpoint running inside Kubernetes. So as you can see, the IP address is 192.168.64.3, and then the port was 3216/API version 2, and then weather. So I'm going to tell you something, and then you can go and work on it as your assignment. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, you see now we're running our REST endpoint on this IP address, and then you see our city name is static. Okay, so each time you run this, it's always going to give you the weather in Houston. Okay, so the temperature now is 24.79 degrees, and then what else? The humidity is 83. Okay, raw pretty. So this is the data that is coming back. So what if we want to change the city name? Okay, so we can do something like /Houston. Okay, you see it says we cannot get API at this endpoint. So your assignment is to pass in the city name here, and then you should be able to get the weather response, the weather from Houston. So I decided not to do it. So that I want you to go back and then investigate how you can do this. If you do it, please, you can share the line of code in the comment section below, and then we can have a good discussions on it. But I'm going to take it out. If you tried it and then you have any issues, let me also know in the comment section below. So I'm going to run this endpoint again. Okay, so we've successfully deployed our application inside Kubernetes. Okay, so if currently we have okay, get ports. Currently we have one pod running. So assuming we want to scale this pod, okay, we can say k scale deployment. The name of the app is weather me, and then our replica set is 3. Okay, so it's been scaled. Okay, so if we say get ports, you see now we've scaled our application. So now we have 3 ports running. Okay. So as you can see from here, we have a Kubernetes desktop as our default. So let me change to the namespace. Okay, all namespace. Okay. Okay, so let me see deployment. I'm not sure why. Okay, so let me switch to the context, which is Minikube. Okay, so once I switch to that, let's see, we can switch the namespace to staging. And then staging, we have 3 ports that are currently running. And then we have 1 deployment. We don't have anything for stateful sets, daemon sets, nothing for jobs, nothing for storage. Okay, so we have services. We have weather service that is running inside this class internal cluster IP. You can also load the YAML file, the service YAML file. Okay, this is the service YAML file. And then, again, the deployment YAML file, we can also load that. So you see, this is the deployment YAML file. You can copy this and then delete some timestamp. All this, some of the key value pairs are not necessary. You can remove them. So as you can see, this is our image path on the Docker Hub. Okay, and then available replica sets. Our replica set is 3. Those that are ready is 3. Okay. What else? So yeah, I think that is all. Let me see the port. You see, this is the port definition or YAML file. Bunch of information. You see the port IP. Okay, so this is the host IP that we are using together with the node port, the node ports IP. Yeah, so I think that is it. If you don't have much knowledge about Kubernetes, you can check their website out. What else can I show here? Yeah, you can also go inside this. Let me see if I can run the shell. No. Yeah, I think that should be another topic. So as you can see, we have all these pods running. The node is Minikube, which is one cluster Kubernetes, and then the labels and everything, you see. Okay, so I think that is all. Let me switch back to the terminal. Okay, so if I want to scale this back to one replica set, and then I say get ports, you see, 2 is terminating, and then 1 is running. Okay, so the one that is running, let me see if I can go inside this port. So I'm going to say kubectl exec it, and then I say bash. What? Okay, let me try the sh. Okay, so now we are inside the pod. So let me do ls. Okay, so this is our entire weather app and deployed inside the pod. So as you can see, this is our weather app running. This is our Dockerfile, the main file. Okay, and then our environment variable that we set inside this file, our go mod, everything is inside this container. Okay. Yeah, so I think that is all. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can share with friends, comment, like, everything, okay? Until then, I'll see you in the next one.